what's around the next corner. So.
Great evening, great evening. How's everybody? It's two soul brothers doing great things with a special guest, Phil. We're going to jump into this. We got a great topic. My man Sherrod and I'm Will B. We're going to talk about some different things that we pulled off social media. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and comment if you need to. It's two soul brothers doing great things on YouTube. Check us out. Let's go. Rod, what we got today, man?
Then we're going to talk about manhood. What
Manhood.
is manhood? So, we're going to check out a video and then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss the nuances of this video.
We were girlfriend, boyfriend, maybe about a year into your graduate school, I lost my job. I had always had jobs, internships, and stuff, so I didn't never had to go without.
And he's a provider. Like, that's just who he is by nature. He's a person who, if we go out for drinks, he's going to slap his card on the bar and pay for everyone's drinks. So to not be able to do that was taking a toll on him.
It was messing me up. So I was like becoming a very angry, different person in that point in time. I'm running out of money. She wants to go on double date with one of her colleagues or one of her classmates. And I'm like, no, like, let's eat this Jimmy John's this weekend. Like, I'm just chilling. It's like, no, her boyfriend's coming to town. We're going out. And if you ever met this one before, she can be very much decisive and you don't have much say in it. So we go out. I'm just seeing them order up the menu. We all just get a drink. I'll have the water, lemon, please. And I'm just like counting up because I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do when this bill comes? That's all I could think about the entire time. I look down and I see that I had a text from her. It was like, yo, check your account. And I saw that she had quick paid me money to cover the meal so I could pull out my card as opposed to her, pulling out hers. And I just like, that's crazy, bro. Like, that right there, I said, when I get my life together, I'm marrying you. You don't have to think, I'm marrying you because you freaking get it, bro. You with me, what was the most humiliating moments of my life? Just like, she wouldn't let me lose hope.
Okay. We checked the video out. And what do you guys think?
Go ahead, Will. What you think?
What is manhood?
Yep,
Manhood
what
is
is
based
manhood?
on what it is that you were taught and what you feel is present for yourself. Because what a man can show you, you can build off of that and learn from yourself. What you do is take bits and pieces of what you saw your grandfather do, your uncle do, your brother, your kinfolk, and you sort of push that shit into a clay mold and make it for yourself. So the bad things that you saw in there, the manhoods, you say, nah, I ain't fucking with that. The good things you see in that manhood, you say, you know what? I think I can make that a little bit better when I get a little bit older. So that's what I believe manhood is just you taking bits and pieces of life that you've seen growing up from a child and making it to your own. Because I became a better person than I did than my old man did. Learned a lot from him. Learned a lot from my granddad and them as well. But some things that I vowed to do when I was married, I did not do. But some things that I did see in my marriage, I did do. But I still became better because one, I noticed that growing up, you're supposed to take care of your lady because your lady gonna take care of you. The better you take care of your person, the better your person take care of you. That's something I learned. So any woman that ever been in my life, I took care of. And then in return, I got taken care of. And the scenario that's in that video is that my man was down on his luck. Things was happening in his life. His lady friend at the time wanted something to go on and good friend for coming out of town. When family friends come up and they got their significant other, we normally step up because they coming to see us like, we gonna front that bill. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all, let's go get something to eat. And he was in his mind like, damn, I ain't even got it right now. Old girl did something that was phenomenal. She stepped up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot you this money so we won't look a certain way because that's the way you've always presented yourself to me." I've had that happen in my life many times before. I've been down on my luck, money not right, people coming in town, we vibing. I'm looking at the account like, whoo, okay. And then I look over, my lady up under the table like, here you go. What you doing? No, no. We got to take care of this. I'm like, wow. Because I treat her well, she in turn treats me well. So being a man is about principles, responsibility, and life in itself. How do you determine what's going on in your life. When you have a hiccup, how do you proceed in that hiccup? That determines what type of man you are. Now, if you decide you want to go and be, what's the word I'm looking for? Say a person that has something bad happen in life, instead of stopping for a minute and figuring out how we can make it better, they just go off the deep end and just start doing crazy shit because now because that bad thing happened. Well, I'm gonna go rob. I'm gonna make it happen any means by any means necessary. That's one way a man can be in life. But it takes another man to say, hold up, if I do this, there's consequences for what I'm gonna do. So let me figure out a different way to go about it to make this happen. So it just varies upon what it is that you see, how you perceive it, and how you attack it moving forward. So, like I say, I've made it 55 years in this world. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, the east side of Detroit, been around the world a couple times in the military, seen a lot of things in my life. Some people say I wasn't supposed to make it to 21. I said, look at me now. You know what I'm saying? I beg to differ, and I've showed people how to get along and get about in this world. I may not have all the riches in the world, but I'm very rich. I'm rich in knowledge. I'm rich in kindness. I'm rich in love. So that's one way to go about it. So that's how I feel manhood is. So you guys give me your opinion on it.
I mean, I think that was dope, man. I like how you explained that though, in regards to that. I think I don't know. I think the video, I think it was a dope video. Um, but in a way of how, not necessarily in regards to how I define manhood from that point. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's not a knock on it. I think the love part is beautiful. I love the fact that the sister supported from that perspective. Like that's her man. Like, I'm gonna be there for my guy, and I'm gonna love on him this way. A couple things from this point. I think that just some ideologies that twist there for me. When you have talk about manhood, some of the we was thinking about that, we was talking about it. The typical things typical verbs or adverbs come to come into play, right? Integrity, honesty, um, communication, love, you know what I'm saying, love of self, toughness, being able to fight, you know what I'm saying? All these typical things that, that as a kid, that's kind of ingrained in us, right? And me from this point in time, from that way. But I mean, all that shit is great, man, until you have to live that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, you can walk around and say, it's been times that I felt I had integrity, and sometimes, man, I didn't have that shit. I just didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think in regards to the video, I think that was cool what she did. However, I think I'm a little more frugal, right? Like I live my life a little bit more frugal. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't the dude that needed to put my card on the table when we go out and get everybody drinks because that made me feel like as if I was a man. Like that's matter of fact, it's just the opposite ideology for me. You see what I'm saying? Like I always looked at dudes who did that as if like it was just kind of fronting. You see what I'm saying? Like they needed that validation. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That external validation in order to kind of be put into this place to be like, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Look what I can do. And then just like life, shit happens. Like it's ebbs and flows in this thing, right? You're gonna be up
Sure.
sometimes, you're gonna be down sometimes. And just because you can't do that, then that doesn't equate to anything with manhood.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't equate to man. And this is for me, and it's no
Mhm.
disrespect to anyone else out there because I'm looking at the two differently. Now, from a relationship side of that point, because I think this was off of Black Love, from they took a clip from that with them talking this way. The Black Love aspect of it is dope. I respect that. However, let me add to this way. When I told my woman the first time, if I'm there, that I ain't got it, then I ain't got it. So have enough respect for me to know, like, even if you give me the bread to it and do it this way, let's come up with something different to say, hey, you know what? Why can't we just invite them to the crib? You see what I'm saying? And then this way, maybe we can cook something, dine this way, entertain this way, because because the goal is really to introduce your friend in this part of it. You know what I'm saying? And so now I know that this is my man sweating over here. Why would I put him in that position? Right? And as a man, it's sometimes when you're gonna be honest with your woman, because that shit is hard to do to tell your woman, look, I ain't really got it. You
Yeah.
feel me? That shit difficult, bro. It's hard to be like, shit, I ain't really got it like that. Time's tough right now. But if you my woman, not no side chick, not some chick I'm just dating, not some chick I'm just kicking it with, but if you my woman and we living together, you know what my financial situation is right now. Because I've been talking to you about it and you see the stress on it from me from this point in time. So we can be like, your girl can be like, hey, listen, check this on now. I got to take a rain check on this. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever this is from this point. It's options that you have there that even though she slid him the bread, we could have done this a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? I ain't trying to put my man in this situation. And I know you introduced me to your new man, but this is my man. I got to protect him in another way as well, too, where he still keeps his ideology and his perception of himself in this way when he know he don't got it. Baby, I don't need you to, pay for it this way. We gonna do something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So let's
Hmm.
let's meet them at the park. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We can do whatever this can be because it was really just about an introduction. You
Yeah.
feel from that point. And but what comes from that is, and you said the key part to this, Will, to me, it's about age. Like at that age, that's how they identifying manhood, right? It's like it's equated through monetary terms and monetary funds from this stuff, right? And as you get older, like you just said, we see life differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I don't want to do that way, baby, if I, as a man, I'm telling you, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I don't have from this point in time. But I would love to meet them. But let's just do a different situation,
There you go.
right? That's the how I looked at the video from that way, man. So yeah, so to kick it off from that point, from a manhood perspective, yeah, when you start attaching, manhood to monetary terms and what your bank account says, yeah, you don't lost that battle already, bro.
Speak
Yep.
on it.
You know,
What,
when I
what,
first saw it, like you feel, I mean, I agree. Hey, man, Shorty solid. You know what
No,
I'm
yeah,
no
saying?
doubt.
She was like, you know what? I'm gonna slide him the bread. Ain't no thing to it. One, she could have did it before they got there, so he ain't sweating it
True.
out like, oh my God, But he could have alleviated all of that sweating if he just didn't identify with his wallet.
There you
You
go.
know, whether I got $1 or $1 million in my pocket, I walk around the hood the same old way. I do the same old two-step.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
me all day, every day. I've I've been at the point where I can go to the club, little strip club, and throw them up, and I've been to the point where I'm watching every penny. And
Yeah.
and being men, yeah, of course, society tells you you supposed to have it, but you just have to get to a point at some time and say, I don't got it,
Yeah.
and I can't squeeze blood out of a turnip.
oh, that, ah, yeah, my mom used to say that.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
old
So
school. What up,
it's
baby?
so I'm not stressing out on the things that I can't do. I remember this guy named, I think his name was Danny, and this was when I first moved into my crib. So it's about almost 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. He um he was 51 at the time, but he looked young, brother, right? So he's putting in my direct TV. And I said, man, he said, he told me his age. I said, man, how do you stay young? Why do you keep young? Because he got daughters, right? He say, man, I stay out their business. Whatever I can't do, I can't do. Whatever me and my wife can do, we do it. He said, but I ain't sweating nothing, you know? And I was like, you know what?
I like that.
It just made sense. It's
Yeah.
like, stop equating manhood to a dollar amount. Stop equating man, because if you listen to the women online, if you under a certain amount of money, you dusty, you broke, you're bum, you all of these things. So if you allow somebody to identify who you are, you lost the battle. So for me, manhood, you know, is who are you to yourself? You know, how do you take care of yourself? How do you prepare yourself each day to go out in this world out here and represent who you are? See, manhood starts before you get a woman. This
Yeah.
is just You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and I think that's what we're not telling our young men. We're not telling them, yo, bruh, it's about taking care of yourself and being
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
And like you said, Phil, dude should have been like, look, shorty, we ain't got it. We could try something else. Have them come through, let's barbecue, because it's about us getting to know each other. So what better way to get to know one another than to just sit around the crib, kick it, talk shit, play some cards or whatever we do. And we could have done that probably at a tenth
Right.
of what we
Yeah.
spent out at this restaurant trying to impress folks.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and my thing is, I'm not ever out here to try to impress anybody. I
Nope.
got a saying. My thing is, I'm not trying to convince or convert anybody. I'm just here to connect with like minds and open minds.
Ooh, I
So
like that.
Yeah.
if I'm out here doing my thing,
I got right
being who I'm supposed to be, you have no choice but to either like me or not. I don't
For
give you an in
sure.
between.
For sure. For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? And when I'm with a woman, hey, like I told my son, he had put me on the line one day with a couple of him and his homies. Hey, Dad, what do you feel about giving women money? I said, is she random or is she exclusive?
Right.
He was like, your woman. Well, man, if I got a nickel, she got two and a half, I got two and a half.
No
That's how we
doubt.
roll, bro. I mean,
That's how we get
my,
down.
my lady can get anything from me.
Come on.
You
Yeah.
know,
Come on.
and what they say, a random, all you can get is, dick and bubble gum.
Bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubble gum.
Yes, sir. I already knew where you was going down, baby.
You
Some
know what I'm
AC and some bubble
saying?
gum, baby.
So,
That's
you know,
it.
but here's the funny thing though. We're all going to describe manhood differently. A
Yeah.
little bit. It's the nuances may be different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the sum
Yeah.
total might be the same. But
Yeah.
we're going to say some different things. And
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Phil for how he described it, not knocking Will for how he describes it. It's just when I hear a woman try to tell me what manhood is, like shorty, let me put it to you this way. Most of you have not gotten it right yet. And you've got a cemetery full of bodies.
Huh.
So you
That-
are not allowed to tell me what manhood. And it's up to us, it's up to men to decide what it is and what it ain't, what's acceptable and what's not.
Yeah.
But as far as the young lady, the sum total of the video, oh no, she did a solid.
Yeah. She's
Hey,
solid. For
I
sure.
shot you the money. I ain't tripping on it. I ain't even saying, I gave it to you. I appreciate that part.
Yeah.
But the brother should not identify with external things to validate his manhood.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because she started out like, he's a provider. He takes care of things, and that's just his demeanor. So when he was on hard time, it made him feel less than. That let you know right there. He was all about his pockets. If his pockets ain't right, he can't do nothing. I've been in a
Yep.
situation where I didn't have a dime to my name, but I still had a lady. Because it's about how you treat them and how you what can you do. I'm good with my hands. I can fix shit. I can cut hair. I can always bring a couple dollars in the legit way. You know what I'm saying? I know mud jumpers like you, Phil, and my man Shirai. If something go down, we can get together and brainstorm and make something happen, Captain. Those are the
Right.
things that women sort of look at like, damn, okay, he providing. He ain't out there tricking, but he's doing what he needs to do. And that's why trades was so important back in the day. If you had a trade under your belt, Joe,
You,
you can make money. A
Yeah, man.
plumber, a builder, an electrician. You gotta have a trade.
hey, bro,
Nowadays, some of
that's
these
one of
cats
our.
ain't got
That's
a
gonna be
trade.
one of our podcasts. That's gonna be
I
one of our
know.
podcasts.
I'm,
We
I'm
gotta
break. I'm
talk
broad.
about
What's going
trades.
on?
Yeah, we gotta talk about trades. But let's
Yeah,
get back. Let's
man.
get back to the other way. Well,
Yeah,
later.
yeah. But some people just mentally, if they ain't got it on a paper scale, they feel less than.
Yeah.
I've had it where I didn't have my wife work for years where I didn't work for years, but I was a stay at home dad. And when she came home, the house was clean, clothes was washed, dinner was ready to go. I didn't feel bad about it. Shit, them my kids. You my wife. Shit, I'm looking for work every day, but guess what? She didn't have to worry about nothing. Baby, you want that bath on? That bath was drawn when she got to the cut. That's the type of guy I am. Hey, dig. Hey, you been on your feet all day, baby. Come on, sit down. Here's your dinner. What's happening? You know, the kids already put down the bed. You know, this is when they were shorties. You know, I was in the military at the time, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of work in the Navy. I did what I had to do. Then sometimes I get to come home early, so I get home. I'm doing what I. This is how I was taught. My old man told me learn how to do for yourself, man. Cause you ain't gonna always have a woman around. Your mama ain't gonna be around. You ain't gonna always have a woman. So you gotta know how to do for you. So he told me how to cook, clean, wash, mop the floors. You know, do. I'm not no car guy. They worked on cars. I didn't do that, but I did what I needed to do. And some that was makes you a man before you get that woman. Like Rod said, you got to learn how to do this before you even get a woman. So when you get one, you appreciate a woman who appreciates you. Like I said in the beginning, you appreciate her, she appreciates you. So when them times get hard, she know, hey, bro gonna step up. He may not have all the funds in the world, but he gonna make something happen to make sure some paper get in here on top of me doing what I'm doing. And that's just real life, man. Some people out here living in the fantasy world, man. The internet, the social media got them in their head and thinking that a mud jumper got to be coming out their pocket, bam, bam, bam. Come on, man. Let's keep it a buck, man. Most of the brothers you know in the neighborhood ain't even rocking like that. So stop the cap, as y'all say. I'm learning a new term. Stop the cap. Hey,
Yeah,
come
that
on,
part.
man.
No, that part, Will. You 100 on that, man. But in addition to that, like, I like what you said, short. Man, it's a conversation. You know what I mean? First and foremost, like you said, this is three black men, just having a conversation about really what manhood has defined, like we said, for us, right? And that's the cool part about manhood that, like you was just saying, though, Rod, like, man, it's like we may have had different angles of it, but like you said, when you look at it as totality, it's really all the same, right? Like when you really try to define it from this point in time. And which led me to something really dope, man, in regards to thinking about this. When the sister, and I'm gonna stick with the video for a second, and said that he's always a provider, right? And it's amazing how with that word right there, provider, we always look at that from a monetary perspective.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I
Yep.
like what you said on that though, Will, because you were like, times when you didn't have it, you provide and take care of the kids, right? You provide making sure the household is tight. You provide and making sure and that doesn't necessarily always mean about like a bill. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? It
come
doesn't
on,
always
man.
mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids good, baby. You know what I'm saying? Look, life, man, how this thing work, you're gonna have ups and downs with it, man. Even whatever. That's just life. That's financially, you're gonna have some lean times. You know what I'm saying? And when you have them lean times, those moments, man, when I'm gonna have these conversations with my woman, we have great times. You're gonna have conversations with my woman about this, right? We're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk about it, and this is where we at and everything from that point, but it still doesn't define who I am as a man. You know, now I've gone through times in my life, man, where I needed that, and I'm keeping 100 for me. Well, growing up, man, I'm really starting to learn a lot more about myself. Like, and we all are. We got this shit. This shit is go through stages. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, it's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to it. And I always look. I needed that validation when I was younger, bro, in relationships. I needed my woman to tell me that I was a good father. You know what I'm saying? I needed my woman to tell me I was a good man. You see what I'm saying? All the rest of these type of things. And when I didn't hear those things in some sort of way, it obviously it makes you feel bad about yourself. Like,
Come on.
damn, I want to be this good man. And I'm looking for her to define that straight up. You start looking for that to define that this way. Like
So you
Sharar said,
sought validation.
Yeah.
very
Oh
much
man,
so. Very
I
much
think
so.
we all went through that a little bit, Phil. I went through that
Yeah.
as well, bro.
Yeah, we all do, man. And because, we want our kids to tell us we're a good father, we're a good parent, you know what I'm saying? This type of stuff. And they don't know what that shit look like. They don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? They really don't know what it really means. And you learn, let's keep it a buck here. My woman don't really know what that means either. I mean, honestly, even if a woman comes from a situation and say, like my ex-wife, both of your parents were together. They was married for over 50 years. My father did this, my mom did this, blah, 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 blah. But that was their relationship. You know
Come on.
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's how they define their relationship. I'm a different man than your father. You're a
Come on.
different woman than your mother.
Speak
So
on it.
how our relationship is gonna look, we get to decide this thing. You see what I'm saying? we get to grow this thing. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? We get to create this thing along the way, how it's going to look in our household from this way. So that aspect of manhood, we got our roles, right? These gender roles that we tend to so that we try to play in these things. And then when a person don't play those certain roles, then it's like, then how I validate through that. So I'm gonna use this for a way, perfect example. So from your situation, Rod, Will, I was just the opposite. I really was never good with my hands. You see what I'm saying? Like I was the nerd. You know what I'm saying? I was the nerd athlete. You feel me? I knew that. I was the baby of the family type of deal. But now my brothers, they can fix cars, they can fix shit. My other brother, he can, man, break something down, put that thing back together, hang drywall, do all the rest of that. I was the one who had to hold the light. Nigga, change that off. Man. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, don't move the light, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Don't move the light, boy. You know what I'm saying? I did that well, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm keeping like, but I can tell you what, I can hear a car and be like, oh yeah, that transmission about to go out. You know what I'm saying? I can tell
Right.
you like, oh yeah, man, take that starter off. That's just two bolts here and here, here. But I ain't the one up under there doing it.
Right.
I know what it is. I can tell you when something ain't right and something on the car. I can tell you that just by being around it with
Yeah.
my brother from this way. But the thing about it, man, like, and and my mom didn't do this intentionally, and she has no idea, like God rest her soul, is that, but my mom used to say that a man should know how to fix things. And when I didn't know how to do that, man, I walk with that, man, that goes,
Yeah.
I walk with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I was like, well, damn, what does that mean from my perspective towards that? You know what I'm saying? So how do I identify as that? That wasn't my mom' intentions. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Her intentions wasn't from that point. But once you hear it and you a kid, you can't unhear it.
There
You
you
feel
go.
me?
Speak
So
on
then
it.
I walked into relationships thinking like, damn, I can't man, hey, look, such and such, the faucet running. Like, damn, I know it's just a washer, but I'm like, man, I gotta take it off and do. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I'm like, damn, what does that mean to me and my identity as a man? So for me, it was like, okay, well, I got to make sure I'm in a position that I can pay a plumber to come and do it. You feel me? And know what that is from this way. And when I did have those times when I didn't have it in some ways that you just like, damn, what does that mean from this way in time? I was lucky enough to have women in my life who necessarily didn't always identify that gender role in that way. You see what I'm saying? So, um, but I had to battle with that, man. I'm keeping it a buck, man. I mean, and then this is what this podcast is. It's always been about. That's why I love coming on, man. Is that there's issues that I had to deal with on that, man. Like how was I defining my manhood in that way? You know.
For sure.
Man, y'all said some things, man, that really will. Y'all said some things that really stuck into my mind. I had to write this down. Will, you're talking about being a stay-at-home dad, and I did that for a little while, but I was a hustler, so you know,
Yeah.
pack them up, weigh them up,
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
No.
know,
Yeah. I
Right. I
feel
mean,
you, baby
that's a
boy.
real thing. That's a real thing.
That's
Right.
real,
yeah.
man.
So, but what I'm saying is, what Will said was really important. I may not have any money in my pocket to give you, but as a man, you make yourself valuable no matter where you are and no matter what the situation is. Like you said, hey, baby, you need your bath water drawn. I got the dishes done, got some food cooked. You coming home to rest and relaxation. I've taken care of everything.
There you
You
go.
know, I'm giving you a peace of mind. I'm providing you a peace of mind through the environment that I'm creating that's full of peace and harmony right now. I'm giving you this, because this is what I have to offer right now. And she was accepting of it. That's what makes it even better. Because now it ain't no, he ain't got this, he ain't got. Nope. Hey, I'm coming home to peace. I can take care of the money part. This dude just took care of all of this.
That's it,
you know
man.
and I commend any man. See, that's what I hate, is when you got the woman that's the breadwinner, and then the man is at home, he's a stay-at-home dad, he's taking care of this and this and this, and then you will have another man like, oh baby, he ain't this and this and this and this. Just because he don't have a lot of money in his pocket that don't mean you can step to him like he's some punk ass nigga.
Come
You know what I'm saying?
on. Yeah, don't
You
get it
know,
twisted.
and I hear men always try to me, it's a form, I forgot what it's called, grandiose narcissism I was looking at, where a man is always looking for validation, and his validation is coming through putting down other men.
Yeah, I
And
know what you're
I've
talking about.
always been around men that says, yo, you never dim another man's light to make yours shine brighter.
There you go.
You know what I'm
Never.
saying? My dad said, hey, the way you walk and carry yourself, people gonna know who's who.
Real
You know what I'm
talk,
saying?
man.
And
Yeah.
and I used to have buddies, man, because they would joke and call me Mr. Twofer. Hey, if I find two pair of jeans on the rack, 2 for 40, 2 for 50, I'm
Or
getting it.
more.
You know
You
what I'm
better.
saying?
I feel that
You
way
see what I'm
now.
saying?
Frugal as fuck.
And I'm going
That
to
part.
and remember MC Sporting Goods down at the State Fair, Stand
Boy,
Grounds?
yes, sir.
Yes,
Love MC
You
Sporting
know,
Good.
instead of getting $100 shoes, my pop said, yo, why spend 100 on one pair when you can spend 100 on two pair? Oh man, that makes sense. So as a young man, he teaching me the value and then the value of a dollar, and he's like, yo, bro, as long as you wear your clothes, they're clean, they're iron. You know, I still put a crease in my joint to this
Come
day.
on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And
I,
and the way you walk, women looking at you, man.
yeah.
So nah, I don't have the Nautica, I don't have the Ralph Lauren, the Polo and all that, but the way I carry myself, and like my dad said, bro, look at you, look at your brothers, y'all in good shape, your clothes look neat on you, you walk, you know, with your head up, you look straight. When another man talking to you, y'all look them in the eye. So women notice those things because I don't care what kind of man is around, I'm going to stand out in any crowd with any man, no matter how much money he has.
You better
And as a
speak on it,
man,
bro.
you
Speak on it.
always will understand. Somebody will always have more money.
Yeah.
Somebody might find him more attractive. Whatever. I'm not in competition with no other man but me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And
Manhood,
so
bro.
that led me to say I'm seeking improvement, not approval.
Bingo. You said
I'm just
it.
trying to become the best version of myself. And whatever that looks like to anybody else, it don't matter. It's me I got to satisfy at the end of the day.
So, Rob,
what I'm
say that
saying?
again. That again.
I'm
You
seeking improvement, not approval.
That's
Yo.
real talk. That's real
So
talk.
when I'm talking to these young men out here, it's like, bro, you're the most important person in your life.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying your mom is not important, your dad is not important, and nobody else, but at the end of the day, mom and dad die off. Sisters and brothers may have their issues to take care of. You got to be able to take care of yourself.
Come on.
And that's why I love sitting up here talking to you guys, because man, we done traveled different paths to come to this moment in this conversation. And I love that you all are transparent and just telling y'all truth, because what makes you a man and what made him a man and what made that guy a man, hey, it might be different.
Yeah.
You know, we have a different ideology. Like you said, some men think that a provider is purely monetary. And it isn't. Can you provide safety?
Yeah.
Can you provide love? Can you provide peace? Can you provide wisdom? Well, intelligence. Experience leads to wisdom. Can you, so when you speak to your woman, can you tell her something she don't know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are you
Women
able to teach
thrive
her
off of
anything?
that.
Huh?
They love that. They love to be taught. Women thrive
Yeah.
off of that. Oh, my man taught me. Oh, just seeing you walk around her do shit. Man, baby, I want you to help me with this. They love it. I get to help you?
Yep.
Oh, what? Women love it. Damn, my man know how to XYZ. It's a turn on for them. For some of them, they love that shit, man. So learn how to do something, man. Like Rod said, it's just a matter of what you can do and can you teach them something. And that's real talk. A woman loves to be taught. Sometimes they may
I'm,
think that they don't, but they're gonna let you know.
and see,
That's
here's
real.
the thing. Cause see, I'm like a mixture of you and Will, right? I'm the nerdy dude. You know what I'm saying? But I know how to work with my hands. And remember remember this jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes, sir.
But the full quote is jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Quote. That's the full quote. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the full
And
quote.
hey, if it came down to it, yep, I can hang drywall. Cause my mom, when my mom and dad split, hey, me and my brothers, we had to step up. So mom be like, hey, I'm about to go buy this carpet, and I need you to lay carpet. You're like, what? Man, I ain't
Right.
never laid no carpet.
You
Hey,
about to learn today?
Right.
hey, the nerd side of me went and got a book.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Hey, laid that carpet. And all I had to do was hear her say, okay, I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yep.
oh,
Yeah.
it's, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, mom's satisfied with it. I don't care what y'all think, you know?
There you
Yeah,
go.
the bar in the basement. My father had built the bar years ago, and one day it just gave in. It was over with. My mom said, I want another bar down here. I said, all right. Built the frame for it, got the size, put some doors on it, got a nice counter to go on top. And to this day, it's still there. After 20 some years, it's still
Yeah.
there strong.
Yes, sir.
See that
So
part right there. Yep.
it- it's
That
it's
part
it's just making yourself valuable, bro.
Yeah, that's
You
it,
know.
man.
is, man. You hit
That's
it,
it.
man. You hit it, man, because you said something. Well, each one of you, both of you said so much power. This. I'm so glad you got this topic for real, man. Because, but the key to this is, like you said, man. You had a father in your life. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I had a father. My dad was there. You see what I'm saying? So I never seen my dad fix on anything, right? But what my dad loved to do was we was in the yard. You see what I'm saying? So we
Mm-hmm.
all had as kids, that was his thing. You know what I'm saying? Being in the yard from this way in time. But I watched my father get up every morning, go to work. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
dad was a truck driver, right? My dad was then he had like local runs and stuff like this, right? So man, I remember my father kissing me on the forehead in the morning before, you know what I'm saying, before he went to
Yep.
give me a kiss and leave on out the door. You know what I mean? So it's crazy how I implement that into my life with my children. You know what I'm saying? Particularly like I got two girls and I got my son as well. But it's like it's important for me to give that to my son to let him teach him more about love and compassion, about what that is when you to listen, right? So in these relationships now, the a skill set that I've learned, I know I have, is to listen. Like listen to my
Yep.
woman. You know, what's on her mind, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's compassionate listening from this point, right? So I've learned throughout times, like, and it's crazy how you said throughout these times, but my brother, although I knew, then he started teaching me, like now I know how to hang drywall. And I had to do that. I had to learn that shit because when I started getting some properties out here, I'm like, shit, man, these niggas killing my pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, man. Well, hey, look, we gonna throw that thing on up and okay, let me find this stud finder. You can get everything now and find this stuff, bop, bop,
Mm-hmm.
bop, put this here, put that there. Now I'll let you know, like my angle cuts. Now that sucks, nigga. I'm like, I gotta switch this
Hey
thing on.
man.
I can hang with
Well, I
I
think all of us.
Because
I ain't good
angle
at
cuts, I'm
math. My
like, I'm in
measurements be
trouble,
off a
bro.
little bit. Like, what's really going on? God, that 16th of an inch is a bad motherfucker, ain't
Hey, I'm in trouble off the angle cuts, you know what I'm saying?
it?
But I remember getting my first house, man, and I wanted to do it. I pulled up the carpet, and the cool part about just how life teaches you, man, and how God puts you in situations. Like when I first came home, man, from being locked up, I had got this job at Chet's Rental. Where they had rent out heavy equipment to contractors, right? So you got to know how all the stuff works. So when people come and rent it, you got to tell them and show them how it works. You know what I'm saying? Now, I may have never done the job for this way in time, but I know how the equipment work. So when I said, man, I want to do my own floors. So I was like, man, this ain't can't be that too complicated. I learned how to, like Shawar said, at that point in time, I learned how to, okay, how do I do this, man? Okay, I can just sand it. You got this grit for this to take it down to this. This next grit makes this way. Smooth that thing out. And that last one, man, sweep that thing on up. Clean it all out this way. Do I want to stain it? Man, I was so proud of myself. And here's the
Yep.
thing: my girl at the time, my daughter's mom, when I did it, she was like, "Man, those floors look so good, man. They like glass." Man, you couldn't have told me, man,
Chess
that
was
she was.
like,
But I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you know what I'm
What?
saying? They just call me the flow man. You know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying? You know what I mean, man? But that's the part where like little stuff, man, matters, bro. Like that little compliment right there, because I'm feeling
Yeah.
myself. I put in the work to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was proud of myself, man. Like I was proud of myself, right? So again, man, it's this definition of manhood from this point in time, man. It's been we all got times in our lives, man, you know, that we gonna go through some tough times, bro.
yep.
And when people always be like, "Oh, you should have it at this time," that's usually a
Yeah.
woman. You know, you
Man.
supposed to have this, you supposed to have according to what and according to who and have what? What's the bar, right? What's the bar from this point in time?
Deep
But
money,
what
bro.
I can give you, like Shrar was saying, one thing I always loved about myself. My mom always said this about me. She's like, I always love how you carried yourself. You can do this and do that, but you can be the same person that you are with your friends out here, and you done all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, man. I run up to the corner store. What's up, man? We out, what up, though? This and this and this. And they like, done did all because I never looked at myself that way. It's like just the authenticity of me being. I'm just Phil, bro.
That's it.
I'm just
That's it.
that's who I
That's
am. That's,
it.
that's it. I'm just Phil, man. So you either like me or love me from this point in time. But I had to grow when it came to relationships. Like in my male relationships, one on one this way, I was always comfortable with that. Like I'm just Phil. You feel me? But when you get in relationships this way, it's like, damn, okay, I guess I got these kids. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure this taken care of. I gotta make sure this tight, everything else from this point. And sometimes it wasn't even I ain't even gonna knock my woman because sometimes it wasn't even the pressure that she was putting on me. It was a pressure I was really putting on myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, if I tell her the truth, then I ain't got it. Then, damn, what does that say about me? You know what I'm saying? What's she gonna think about me and everything else? And she like, nah, man, you straight. I mean, and a lot of that, man. I mean, we could talk about it in this way too. I don't want to slide it too far off into the woods here. But I'll be honest, man. A lot of times I define myself, man, from a manhood perspective of like how good I was in bed too. You feel me? Like, oh, if I can do this, you see what I'm saying? I may not
Yeah.
have this, but you know what I'm saying? I may not have this type of money, but yeah, nigga ain't gonna make you come like many times though. You know what I'm saying? Your next nigga ain't make you gonna do
Yeah.
this. You know what I'm saying? And so you like, okay, that gave me some validation too. You feel me? Like, yeah, oh yeah, my woman think I'm a good lover. You know what I'm saying? I'm good in bed type of shit. And that fucks with your ideology as well too, man, as far as manhood as well too. You feel me? So it's a lot of shit we gotta undo
Yeah.
as opposed to before we
For
even
sure.
do to get to that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's another thing, man, we look at, from that way, So learning, man, learning and growing, man, and being honest about it is that's manhood to me.
And being open to learn is the thing, because some people are not open to learn. Some people are not teachable. They don't want to be teachable because they feel they know every goddamn thing in this world. But you got to be open. You got to be teachable. I'm still teachable at this age. Hey, I learn something new every day especially when I sit down and talk to you cats. Oh man, I learn something. I pick up something every time. My old man always told me though, you got to pick up something every day because if you don't, you lost a day, man. So you supposed to learn something new every day, and sometimes you may learn multiple things in that day, but you're supposed to get something out of it. And
Yeah.
I get something from you guys, but you got to be teachable. You have to have an open mind, not be so damn dumbfounded about what it is that you stuck on because it was told to you this way and it should be done this way. Stop for a minute. Somebody may be telling you something that's important enough. You just have to open up your ears and your mind and go, well, damn, I never looked at it that way.
Yeah.
And that's what this platform does. So if you've been thinking a certain way, youngsters in this world, men in this world, here's three men from three different backgrounds doing three amazing things. We all see things from a different point of view. Now open up your ears, open up your mind, and see which one applies to you. That's it right there. Cause my old man, going just getting back on top, the manhood that I saw from my old man never worked a day in his life, but he took care of motherfucking six, seven kids
Mhm.
all his life. I don't know what my old man did. All I know is I had food on the table, I had clothes on my back, I had heat, I had siblings around, and then I got old. I said, man, what is it that you freaking did, man? All I know is you was always taking care of things. What was? He said, man, I was an interior decorator.
Wow.
I'm gonna quote tape
I'm
that,
gonna,
and
I'm gonna tell
but I don't want to throw the man up on the bus because he ain't around no
you.
more. But He said, if anybody asks you, I'm an interior decorator. You know, he just left it at that. I said, yes, sir.
Right, that
So,
sounds
but
good enough. Right, that sounds
yeah,
good.
but he took care of business. You know what I'm saying? And I stand on that. I saw that. I don't know. Like I said, I never knew what he did, but we never went without. Period. Never went without. That spoke volumes to me. Cause you just don't know. As a kid, it's like stay in the child's place. You got a roof over your head, right? Go sit down and eat. You go to school, right? They you weren't in adult business. So you
Right.
don't know what your parents really did. All you know is they got up, they left, they came back.
Yep.
You had somewhere to sleep, you had somewhere to eat, you had some
And you had
that's
toys
that's
at Christmas.
that's
Yeah, right,
manhood.
exactly. Right. Yeah, you had toys at Christmas.
Bruh, he took my Christmas away from me one time. I done found the toys and I'm all, woo! Christmas came, he took everything that I found, took that shit back. I was like, bruh, what you doing? He said, I told you quit being a snoop. See, you think Christmas is about Santa Claus. No, Christmas is about mom and dad. We give you this shit. And without us, you wouldn't have it. So from that day, I understood what was what. I was like, bet. He gave me, and then he turned around and gave me an Evil Knievel. I
I remember
remember.
that. I
You
remember
What?
remember
that.
that evil
I
Knievel,
woke
right?
up that morning, man, and didn't have no Christmas gifts. I was like, what in the hell is going on here? But he had already told me, don't be snooping, da da da. You know what I'm saying? Do so he let me know right then. When I tell you something, I mean what I
Use it.
say.
Yep.
So if you don't do what you're supposed to do, there's repercussions for that. And I learned that at that moment. So that's why I've never really been in a lot of trouble in my life because I always thought ahead of time, damn, if I do this,
Mhm.
oh, that's gonna be mm. Then I was scared of my dad. So it's like, man, Mr. B,
That part.
man, I'll fight you to the dirt before I go home and tell him that I got in trouble because I was with Raphael Sadiq and every time, doing things. Man, they used to call me a little punk, whatever, because I'm like, listen here, man, y'all gonna get in trouble. I ain't trying to get my ass whipped by nobody but my dad, and I don't even want that. So, deuces. Oh man, you a punk, da da. Then next thing I know, I didn't got the call. Little Antoine in jail. The police rolled up on. They was out there trying to rob somebody. And I'm like, damn, I was with them too. I'm glad I went home. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just that certain little things that's triggered from that makes you a man because you listening to what old man told you. Like, listen, man, don't be out there doing shit you're not supposed to do because when you get in trouble, I'm gonna leave your ass there because you got in that trouble. I didn't. That stuck with me, bro. Come on, like, whoa, dad, for real. You know what I'm saying? Those are little steps. That's the way men are different from women. Women gonna coddle you.
You
No,
you
go
know
ahead,
what?
Rod.
I'm glad you said that. You just led me into the next thing. You
Hmm.
segmented me into the next thing I was about to say. Phil, you said your mom said a man should know how to fix things,
Hmm.
right? And that was the ideology of most women back in the day. You
Yeah.
got to know how to fix something.
Hmm.
How can you lay around all day long and see things broken and not take care of it?
All right.
What kind of man are you to know that you gotta this? It's one thing being lazy, but there's one thing I don't know how to do it.
Yep.
How come? What kind of friends you hang around that you
I don't
can't
know.
learn nothing from?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like every person that I've ever been around, I can tell you that I've learned something from them.
I just
I'm
said.
not gonna say that it was always good,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
but hey, like uh, what E40 said about, you know, what was the man, the Count from Sesame Street, taught him his fractions,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah.
I didn't learn my fractions until I hit the block. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I didn't
Yeah.
become that good at it until I was like, oh, that's what that mean. That one of the homies taught me. Boom. How do you read a scale? The triple beam.
Right. Yeah.
Then we got
Yeah.
digital.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Triple beam back in the
and
day, bro. Yeah. Tap, 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 tap.
hey, look, the crazy thing
My
was
bad. I
having
digress.
somebody steal a triple beam out the science room at the school.
Anybody seen that trick, that
Right.
trifecta thing? That
Nah,
Right.
it's
y'all
in
know
the
what I'm
book
talking about.
bag,
The
homie.
one.
What's this white stuff on this?
Oh,
And
one of y'all took this to home ec, huh?
Right. Right.
another thing you said, Phil, about manhood and how we judge our manhood by our bedroom antics, how good we are. I could do this and I could do that. You know, when I talk to young men, that should not even be the thing we even talking about. As far as, this makes me a man, because you can only stay in the bedroom for so long.
Right.
You got to make money. You got to make the home a home
Yeah.
by being present in every other room, doing what's necessary to make
Speak on.
everything right.
Speak on.
You got to get out that bed. you know, my man Big Mike told me one day, you can only stand on your dick and your feet for so long. One of them gonna get tired.
Come on.
you know what I'm saying? And and it's like picking up things from different men and being around different men. See, women think we don't hold each other accountable. We don't have these conversations. Yeah, we do. We just
We
don't
do.
tell y'all about it because it ain't none of y'all
Right.
business. You know,
Yep.
if I say if Phil got to come check me about something, that stay right here. Okay, Phil don't go back. Oh, I had to check that nigga. Nah, no, man.
You
I
don't do
just
that.
man, come on, bro. This ain't even you, man. Why you doing this?
Yeah. No
You
doubt.
know, and as a
Wow.
man, and Phil my man's, I'm not taking it any other way. Like, all right, bro, I
You gotta
got you,
be
man.
receptive of it. Yeah, you
You
gotta
know,
be
I'm
receptive. Yeah.
ain't nobody too big, too old to get corrected,
There you go.
and
Right.
I leave myself open for correction all the time because my thing is when you stop learning, you stop living, right? You gotta every day gotta be one of them days where I'm gonna learn something new, because every time you learn something, you become a different person.
Yes, sir.
And I want these young guys to know, man, ain't nothing wrong with being a nerd, because all the gangsters work for nerds.
Think about it. For
The
sure.
biggest gangsters in the world are CEOs, the bankers, all the nerds.
All the nerds. Yeah.
And all the gangsters, y'all lives are just, expendable. Hey, going out there and boom, 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 boom. Oh, replace him with that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's my whole thing, man. I'm glad that we decided to tackle this topic, because I know when I kick it with y'all, it's gonna be some open, candid, transparent conversation going on.
Yes,
And
sir.
I appreciate that from you brothers, because when I hear feedback and it's like, man, that was kind of cool, man. Woo, 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 woo. To me, it make it all worthwhile. To have
That
these
part.
kind of conversations, man. And I appreciate y'all for that, man, because you know, I don't want to just get on here and just say any and everything, because somebody may be really listening to see if it'll make a change in their life.
No
And that's what I
doubt.
want to do. I want these young boys or any man out there, I want them to listen to this and be like, "Oh shit, okay. I ain't by myself."
There you
Like you
go.
said, Phil,
Hey.
your woman was like, "Man, you can fix anything." Yeah, I'm the flow man.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
man, see, you sit there, look at that flow, be like, I can do that better, but it's good right now.
It's
Right.
good
Right.
right
Right.
now, you know.
you know,
Right.
we are our biggest critics.
Yeah, for sure.
And when we hold ourselves to a higher standard, you expect more, you get more.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do. I want to hold these young men to a higher standard, because I know when you speak to the average young guy out here, he ain't stupid.
Yeah. No.
He's not
Not by a
stupid
long
at
shot.
all. You know, he's just impressionable.
Yeah.
I think he's misguided. And he's looking for something that's not readily in his face.
Yeah.
And I want to provide that.
Yeah, we want to provide that, not just
Yeah.
you. We want to
Yeah.
provide that.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do. These conversations go very far, because, like you say, three real men having a real conversation, and like
Yeah.
you say, hopefully someone will pick up on what's going on and go, you know what? Let me share this with one of my, I got a nephew who's going through something. Maybe he can hear something in this. You know what I'm saying? Or I got a son. Maybe what we saying would be impactful, like you say, Rod, impactful to him. They go, well, let me think about this. My man said he was good with his hand. My man said he was a nerd, but he learned how to do things. You was a nerd and a guy who know how to work on stuff. Wow. I got some of that. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a gamer, but damn, I can help around the house now. Some of that stuff may just rub off. You just never know. Because when I talk to youngsters like you do, man, I say to keep your parents or your mom or whoever, if you single parent household, whatever, to keep parents off your back.
Yep.
Do the things that won't have them on your back. If they say go wash the dishes, go wash the damn dishes. If they say, well, when I come home, I like the bathroom to be clean, like the kitchen be clean, or whatever the case, and maybe have the chicken laid out for me. Have that shit done. That way, when they come home, and if it's not done, guess what? You gonna get chewed the fuck out, and you don't want to get
Yep.
chewed out. So guess what? Do what they ask you to do. So when they come, they gonna go. I always say, would you rather be praised or fussed at? Which one do you want?
Yeah.
It's just that simple. So do what the fuck you supposed to do so you can get that praise and go on about your day. They ain't gonna bother you. They ain't gonna take your cell phone from you. They ain't gonna take your game from you because you did what they asked you to do. It's just that simple. Just
Yep.
go fucking do it. You
Yep.
may have to do it right before they get home, but get it done. I used to do that, but oh shit, mama be home at 4 o'clock. It's motherfucking
Yep.
3:45. I'm in there sweeping and watching. When they
Right,
hit
right,
that door though, I'm sitting down. You all right? Yeah, I had to go chase my little brother around the corner real quick. He was running. He wasn't supposed to go outside knowing I'm lying. I
right,
just got to clean up that damn house.
right. And she
You know,
knew. Yeah, she knew.
that's that part, man. Go ahead, bro.
No, Will, but you 100% on that. And what you don't realize during that time, what they don't realize, and I'm gonna say this not just with men, like young boys who may come to it, but however they get it is how they get it. You know, maybe it's a mother that's watching this from this point in time, like, yo, I need, come here, I want you to watch something. You know what I'm saying? I want you to see this from this point, because what I appreciate the things from my, because you don't just get manhood from your father, right?
No.
You get manhood from a woman as well too, right? A woman who understands what that is. Like for my mom, couldn't tell me how to directly be a man. You see what I'm saying from this point, because she wasn't a man. So a lot I got from my father, but there was qualities and skills that she wanted to see in a man, that ultimately she was like, well, I'm going to make sure my sons have this. Like you just said, doing a chore and cleaning on up, man, you know how far that has gotten me in relationships that I've been in. It's just like, okay, Saturday morning we getting on up, baby. Okay, well, what we doing? Okay, I got the bathroom, the kitchen. You got the front room, this room. We're gonna go upstairs, knock out the, what I'm saying, knock out the bedroom, dock this stuff on out, clean up. Man, throw on some music, bro. We got some old school going. Man, ain't nothing like that feeling. You look around and when the house clean, you know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling, bro. So it's qualities and skill sets that you bring to the table,
Yep.
that I thank my mom so much for teaching me how to cook. Both of my brothers, we all had, all three of us, you had to cook. You feel me?
Yep.
You had your day in the kitchen, you had your week in the kitchen, whereas as far as like it was your week to clean the kitchen on up. This is what your week was in this point in time. And don't go to bed, nigga, motherfucker, that motherfucker.
Woo!
Hey, wait, mommy, bro,
You ever
nigga,
got whooped up out your
I
sleep?
got whipped up out my sleep over that, bro. Yes.
What?
Yes, bro. Like, what is this? Like, yeah, I told you, know what I'm saying? Them dishes ain't clean.
Woo!
When you thought I was playing with you, you like, damn. But this what I think is the fact of like listening to, go back to that video. There's a generational difference, man. You see what I'm saying? Where in a lot of these generations now, how they're equating things, and I would put that couple maybe in their 30s, somewhere up in there, right? For us now in our 50s, right? The way we were raised is, every generation got their argument of what was best and everything else like that.
Right.
I just personally feel like our generation was that last generation that came from that understanding of like you said, well, a kid stayed in a kid's place. You was taught that. You see what I'm saying? You stayed out of grown folks' business. That my parents wasn't sharing their business with each other this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watched my parents fight and get into it. But I never watched my father put his hands on my mama, right?
There
On my
you
mother,
go.
right? But at the same time, I also saw them get back together as well, too. So I knew that relationships can be fixed. You see what I'm saying? Through conversation, through some talking, right? Through some
Hmm.
understanding, through some listening, right? So you see those things that, no, was that a direct thing that my parents were saying, this what this is? No, but I watched it, right? And I learned via example. So what I try to do in my life, when now my kids are, I'm divorced, my kids are, they with their mom from this point in time. My oldest, like she on her own, she's 26, she living her life, living her best life. But I tried to be, like you said, from this point, Sherrard, like you were saying, let myself be the example. Like I try to take care of myself, right? Spiritually, I try to take care of myself physically. I try to take care of myself mentally. So then my kids, like on Tuesdays, with a running group in Detroit. Shout out to 313 Detroit Run. We run Detroit at that point. They do a little thing
Of course.
downtown, 2 mile run. I run with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, it's a dope feeling that here I am. I'm 54. She's 26, and we out here doing this run together. That means I've been doing some things right and taking care of myself that I can go and do that. You see what I'm saying? Over the summer, we did a 5K together. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this is what, and I'm not even considering myself, I'm just getting into running from this point in time. But thank God that I had these skill sets in my life to make sure that I'm gonna lead by example. Like Rod was saying, when he moved to his house, this dude was an older cat, but didn't look like he was this way because man, what he did was I eliminated stress, bro. You see what I'm saying? Get that stress off of you, man. What I can do is what I can do. What I can't do, I can't do. But what I can do is I can take care of myself, and that's a huge part of manhood as well. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge part of manhood, man. Like applauding you, Sherrod, like for real. When you was like, man, when you stopped drinking, man, man, I applaud you for that, bro. I applaud you for that, man,
Appreciate that.
because that's manhood to me, bro. Because at some point in time, you looked at your life and you was like, yeah, this shit ain't working for me, bro. This ain't working for me. I
Yep.
don't like what this doing for me. But only you could figure that shit out, though.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what
That
I'm saying?
part.
Because you don't have people tell you, man, you need to kind of cut down on the drinking shit. Man,
Yeah.
fuck, you don't had it. But until you decided, yeah, man, this
Yeah.
is where I'm at from this point in time. You feel me? And everything else from that point, man, that's manhood that kids need to understand. Other people and other men, not even just kids, other men can look at it and be like, yeah, man, this is what this is, and this is what his brother is now, and this is what this man, there's so many examples of how we can be, how we are men on this planet, but you just gotta find the one that, understands and appreciate the man that you are, like you started off saying from this thing. You gotta find a woman can say this, but you gotta find the type of man that you want, that you think you need, and you're gonna mess around and find them, and then you're gonna lose them, right? And then you're gonna be out here. Here's my analogy. I could be completely wrong on this, I found this to be true in my life experience. Is that then they find somebody and you lose them, and you be like, damn, I had a motherfucker over here, man. You see what I'm saying? Like he showed me other things. Yeah, you wouldn't chase that, but then this other person showed you different things that, damn, I can kind of do this with my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we went and did these type of things. We had these conversations. We just go for a walk and just talk. Didn't cost us no money. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? Simple shit, man. This it's the little shit, bro. It ain't the big shit I've realized in this life.
Real talk.
Feel me?
Real talk.
But that's also a part of being a man, right? It ain't like you said, man. We don't been through that stuff, man. How many people we can take down, and man, I knocked her off, I knocked this off, and you get to a point, man. You look back, and the real part about it, you kind of embarrassed by it, dog. Actually, kind of embarrassed by that shit. That just how much I gave my body to people, that I'm thinking I'm knocking them down, doing all the rest of this type of stuff, man. And I'm giving up a lot for myself, bro. I ain't proud of that. You see what I'm saying? But I had to grow to that. I had to grow into that to be like, yeah, man, that ain't nothing cool about that, bro. You feel me? But that's my experience. You feel me? So man, we learning, man. We growing, we learning, we trying to be better. We making some mistakes along the way. Like my friend always tell me, we got some mistakes, right? Not necessarily
Yeah.
mistakes, but mistakes.
Yeah.
I like
Mistakes.
that. I like that. So that's what this thing is about, man. For me, man, we grow and be a better man and be a better person. Just trying to be a better human being on this planet, bro. That's it.
Yeah, just to
Hey.
piggyback off of you, man. I know we about to wrap up soon, Rod, but piggyback off of you, Phil, that exercise and taking care of yourself really is important because Rod does things, you does things, I do things. I cycle. I exercise and I cycle. Like you say, you run a 5K. I jump on the bicycle and ride 25, 30 miles at a time every time I get on the bike. I love it. And that Saturday morning cleanup, I'm about to plug myself. Saturday morning cleanup on the Solar Forum morning. SolarForum.org, baby. Tap on in every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. It's all old school. I said I did that purposely for what you said because we used to get up on Saturday mornings and clean up. That's why it's called Saturday Morning Cleanup. Get on up
Yep.
and jam out with the Soul Emporium. It's called the Soul Emporium Radio. Go to soulemporium.org and tap in. I had to plug myself. That's a
Bro,
shameless
I'm on it.
plug. that
Do that.
I'm on it, man. You're looking out.
was perfect,
I
though.
think I think that's but see how authentic that was though? That's the authenticity of manhood, right?
Yeah,
Because that's how we was raised, right? This we wasn't out here, but we were raised, bro. We that
yeah,
generation that got raised, man. You feel me? Like we
yeah,
wasn't just out here throwing, you didn't get thrown off on whoever from this point in time, and you was
Yeah.
raised, bro.
You didn't
yeah,
get thrown in front of a TV. You know,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
Yep.
like go outside, do something. Phil, you said something. I'm gonna go back to your mom can instill qualities into you, right? And manhood, ultimately, the manhood comes from your father and the men around you. But your mom can give you those qualities, like you said. She can make you a good person. She can teach you right from wrong. She can teach you, hey, clean this, and that. There's things, that's why you have two parents.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to take the good from both sides and become better than the last generation.
absolutely.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to create a ledge or a floor that our kids can step on and be higher than us and keep moving higher and higher and higher. That's the whole purpose of us killing the. I don't call it a generational curse. I'll call it a generation full of bad choices.
Yes,
You know, and then and because I know I've made some bad choices along the way, and hey, I try to clean them up every day. Every time I walk out, I try to be a good example. Because when you walk outside, you are an example to thousands of people. You don't even know it.
didn't even know it.
And as you're walking, you're talking, and I people watch.
Me too. Yeah.
And when I people watch, it's like, wow, you know, women keep thinking that if I wear this skimpy stuff and this and that and the other, a man go, but then they open their mouth. You be like, oh, loud mouth.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
don't sound educated. You know what I'm saying? It's like, education is not necessarily degrees. Education is just you being able to articulate yourself well or whatever, know things. And you just like, I don't want that. I'm past that point,
Yeah,
you know? And then, like you said, about being embarrassed about knocking down all the women we did. For me, I won't call it an embarrassment because I learned a lot. And I learned that you can knock them down all day long. It ain't gonna make you feel better.
nope.
Yep.
It ain't gonna fix your problems.
Yep.
You know, and when you look at it, it's like, man, I knocked this down, I knocked them, and whoop, whoop. And remember back in the day, nigga, I took your woman, I did this. Like, no, you can't take somebody. Women are people, not possessions. She chose to go with you because she thought you was gonna offer something better.
Yep.
And I believe the clips, Malice in the clip said, and I love this line. He said, if you had her,
Yeah.
after I had her, then she don't matter.
You don't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
That line,
And
dog. I'm so glad. Yes. That line
I
is
said,
dope.
I love that line. I love it because men are dying over that. And that's a part of manhood too. It's like, yo, you got to realize that woman has her own mind to choose what she want to choose, go where she want to go. And if she says one day, hey, I don't want to be with you no more, I'm going to go be a Ralph. Guess what? Let her go.
That's right.
Let her go. And these are the things that I believe that these young boys out here, because they crashing out. They're crashing out. And
Yeah.
you said something about, hey, manhood, me, you, Phil, me, you, Will, and all these other we're different men. We're not a monolith. We're not the same. We can come together and agree on some things, but okay, exercise. We all do it different.
Yep.
Will's like to cycle. Hey, you got off into running. I absolutely fucking hate running. And I hate riding bikes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how anybody in their right mind sit on them hard ass seats. You know what I'm saying? But what I like to do, hey man, I pull out my boxing. I get my boxing in, my jump rope, and I like to do the yoga and stuff like that. And it's like at the end of the day, it's all about keeping your spirit, your mental, your physical healthy. You know, and that's what we need to preach to these young boys, man, because I'm seeing them walk around here drinking, smoking all day long. And I'm like, bro, I've been there where you are.
Yeah,
You
I've been
know,
there, bro. Yes.
I've been where you trying to go. And that's a dead end.
That's a
And like
dead
you
end.
said, when you wake up and realize that this liquor is not, and I'm not saying, hey, if you can control your drinking, if you could do it in a social setting and you can stay under control, not overdo it. Hey,
Two thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah.
thumbs up.
But yeah.
But me, hey, I'm knocking them back. Then I got a bad temper. They don't mix.
Yeah, they don't go
You
together.
know what I'm
But you learn
saying?
wisdom. That's that
Yeah,
wisdom you
and it's
talk.
like, hold
That
on,
wisdom.
that nigga looking at me.
Right.
Next thing you know, it's like, and then you got a pack of wolves behind you that's ready for whatever. So it's
That's
like, man, shit, it's we about to squabble up.
exactly. And at some point, you get tired of that. You like,
And you get
Yeah.
tired of that.
I'm going
You
to
get
keep
tired
doing
of
it.
that, man. Hey,
And
man.
like, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sure. I cut you
No,
off.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Go ahead. You were talking.
No, no. I was about to just, because I know I got y'all on a Sunday. I don't know what y'all time look like.
No, but you're right. No, so for me, it was the same. It wasn't. I was never a drinker. It was the trees for me. You know what I'm saying? I would
Mm,
smoke, that type of deal, right? And then I got to the point, man. I'm like, yeah, this kind of getting tired, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's just
yeah.
you just get tired of it. Like, yeah, so like you said, you see the road that people going down to, and you're not necessarily trying to, like I work with men who have substance abuse and addiction from that point. And a lot of dudes were like, man, you trying to make me soft, man. I'm like, no, I really ain't trying to make you soft, man. What I'm trying to show you, man, is just that there's a different way. You feel me? You
Yeah.
still gonna need that. You're gonna need that hood in you too, though, because that keeps you're gonna need that. You need to see these angles. You need to see this coming up. That's still a part of being a man. That's particularly being a black man in an urban environment. You're gonna need those type of things. Like, okay,
Keep your
man, I
head
ain't
on a
gonna
swivel.
keep your head on the swivel, right? Like, oh, that don't look right. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh, what at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I mean? No, dog, you ain't. This ain't West Bloomfield. You feel me? So,
Code
you
switching.
right. You need that as well too. But we need these conversations, man, in regards to us as men to understand, like, man, as you grow, we'll be doing ourselves, I think, first and foremost, and I'm gonna add a spiritual element to it. I think we'd be doing God a disservice if we don't talk about these ideologies and our lessons that we've learned and impart them on not only our own children, because we come from a generation, man, where we got parents that came out the civil rights movement. My mom moved up here from Birmingham, Alabama. So, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't have to tell these stories and go to school and listen to that shit. Like, you did, but my mom could tell you actual facts of like, yeah, my mom knew some of those girls that got killed in the bombing at 16th Chapel Church. You know what I'm saying? 16th Street Baptist Church. So it was like two of those girls lived in her neighborhood. You feel me? They was a couple years older than her, but she knew him. So we had that firsthand account that you got to stand up for some things and believe in some stuff. You can't just go through this world and not take accountability and responsibility when you know better. Like say, when you know better, you do better, and
Yes,
then
sir.
you impart that on to the next generation. That's the legacy that we have to, and that's the era we at. This is what this podcast is about. Let's pass on this knowledge and this information on to whoever wants to whoever needs it, right? Like the beautiful part about it, once you put it out in the universe, you don't know who has access, who has privy to
Yeah.
it, but it's honest. Now we ain't doing this thing for clicks and likes and be like, oh, look at what we got to do. No, man, it ain't about impressing no woman, ain't about and all that type. We ain't got to put on no fancy clothes and hat and turn all this stuff this way, man. We ain't got to do all that stuff, man. No need for us to be caricatures. This is us as men.
Yep.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
this is how real men. This is how men in urban environments. This is the things we've experienced, and this is what taught us to be a man. And we still learning those things as well too. It just don't stop. So, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother, man. I
I mean,
really
I
do,
appreciate
man.
both of y'all, man.
Out, man. Can I leave on this note, man? I got an affirmation that I typically do every morning, and I like to like share this affirmation. It's a I am. It's an I am affirmation. So I win financially. I win mentally, I win spiritually, I win emotionally, and I win physically. These are the five I wins. You say those 3 times in the morning when you get up. You can also say them before you go to bed at night. It's just affirming who you are as a person because all of those things I just named is something that we have to deal with mental, physical, spiritually, emotional, and financially. Those are the things that make the world go round. So you have to affirm yourself, to believe in yourself, to know that when you put that thing out there in the universe will kick it back. So those are my five affirms. I win with all of those. My man.
Well, thank you,
Sweet.
Will.
Take us on out, Will.
All right. Two Soul Brothers doing great things with my man Phil Simmons as the special guest. We do this every Sunday. So tap on into YouTube and subscribe, comment. What's the other
Like,
one?
share.
Like and share. Yeah, man. So we're gonna do this, man. We getting together and we just giving love out here to the people in the world. And hopefully you guys pick up something from this. We out of here. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.